Howard Stern has not been kind to j.lo over the years, but that didn't stop Jennifer Lopez from going on his show and confronting him yesterday morning, where she talked about a lot of things, including taking some swipes at Ben Affleck. We got the clips. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. j.lo is doing a full court press tour for her film Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which did not fare very well at the box office, but is getting some decent reviews. And man, Howard Stern sure changed his tune when j.lo came into the building about to catch Howard in my web. A lot of people were kind of shocked that she came in because Howard is notoriously spoken poorly of j.lo. In fact, before we get to j.lo's clips, let's hear of some of Howard Stern's burns.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
They seem to have gotten gotten on with their lives in a very good fashion. They both seem to have had a good weekend without each other.
Yeah, they appear to be completely psychotic. He went off and started gambling and lost a huge amount of money, which is what he does anyway. And she immediately was dancing with hot guys.
Down in Florida
With their hands all over them.
Yeah. So it seems that they're okay with this breakup.
They apparently have no ability to realize that they were just in a relationship where they were just about to get married.
No.
Now they're absolutely psychotic.
They're absolutely psychotic. Here he is listening to On the Floor, her track.
This is a hit somewhere?
Well, it's a top 10 Billboard.
This is a hit, so I got to be careful because the song's playing. But man, he leans in.
That's me banging my head into the wall. In time, of course, to the music.
Boom, boom, boom. They go on and make fun of her about the video that played, and Howard just leans in even harder about just how fake she is on American Idol. He was not a fan of her judging on American Idol.
Judges are not that good at judging. They're more interested in promoting their career. You know, I was critical of, j.lo because I felt that she never said anything negative, let's say, or, and I felt like, well, it helped her career. She went very far. She suddenly got back on the charts, and the show was good for her. And it became more about j.lo or Steven Tyler signing up, and now, Britney Spears and all of that. It's exciting. Judges bring something to it. But at the end of the day, you still have to have a very exact opinion, and you've got to offer constructive criticism.
That was his take. He was not very, there's so many savage jabs that he's made over the years. Calling her dresses horrible looking. She looked like a potato sack. Called her very strange during a David Letterman appearance. Poor Dave probably wanted to unalive himself during that interview. When Lopez was considered for Idol, she was such a diva that they decided to drop the idea. She said, starts talk, but she sounds so phony. Called Lopez the worst judge out there. He's dismissed a headline about Barry Levinson directing. There's no way that can be a hit, despite her following. Reportedly said the most exciting moments of the Oscar was Lopez tripping over her dress and admitting he can't stand her because she just rubs him the wrong way. Ew, when asked if she would sleep with him, and she said no, she had no interest. When I guess Lopez dissed Howard back in 2015 after Howard's been dissing her. Howard reportedly slammed Lopez's new show, saying she can't act despite the presence of Ray Liotta. And this was 2016, 2017. Howard reportedly said he could only watch one episode of Lopez's cop show, criticizing it despite Robin claiming she loved it, and mocked the idea that Lopez was believable as a cop. So that's the history going into this. So yeah, I was surprised to see that j.lo was actually going to go on the show. And she did. And as soon as she came on, it's very pleasantly, I'm going to go to the beginning. I had a clip there, but pardon me as I find these clips for you. As I go to it.
You watch superstar Jennifer Lopez. So good to see you. This is exciting for us.
Exciting for me too.
I'm not used to having somebody so classy in the studio. You know what I mean? It's really great. Listen to what I'm playing for you. Go ahead.
So immediately just starts gassing her up, speaking nicely. And I got to say, I do love Howard when he does interviews. He's very good at his interviews. He gets people to open up. He's become a bit of a phony himself, if you ask me, and I'm going to explain why. But one thing he's good at is interviews, and he's definitely made himself, he's changed his image to be the nicer person to celebrities. He's fawning over celebrities because I think he realizes where he can seem relatable still, because his audience views on Sirius just aren't what they used to be. But he did get her to open up a bit. I can't deny that. He's like talking about, well, you're very beautiful. How do you when you walk into a room, how does that?
When you
Howard, just so you know,
yes.
I'm only capable of the truth.
Okay, good. Because did people notice your beauty at that point? Were you like were boys constantly paying attention to you? Was there a fuss? When you walked in the room, you light up the room.
Thank you.
Let's be honest. You
Thank
don't
you.
get to be a movie star unless you have that X factor.
Yeah, I didn't think of myself that way. I had a boyfriend in high school who's passed away now. His name was David Cruz, and we dated for like 10 years.
How do you know he passed away?
Because he passed away during the pandemic and it was in the paper.
Did you follow him? Are you one of those people
No.
that it's hard to let go of a boyfriend? Like you have to check up.
No.
Anyone who ever had
Once
sex
I'm
with
done,
me.
you're dead to me.
That's it. Is that true?
Once I'm done, you're dead to me, is what she said. But then she went back with Ben twice. Make that make sense. But that was a big reveal.
No, but is that true?
This is why I never wanted to come on here.
Why?
Because I'm going to get in trouble.
You're not going to get in trouble. No, but wouldn't you like?
She was worried about coming on here because she really did think she was going to get in trouble. And so then she goes in a little bit about more depth in the relationships later in the show here at 31:51. Let's get to that moment.
Even though I was in the public eye, and I wanted to share my life with someone.
Right.
I want someone to be there when I'm having my big important moments on the red carpet. I want someone to be there, when I'm doing whatever, or when we're going to the store, whatever it is. Like I wanted to share that, and so I didn't hide from it, and I spoke about it. And I think now, after what's happened in the past few years to me and to my children, I just feel like I want to keep that part so much more quiet in my life.
How can you do that?
There's ways. There's ways to kind of just live and move where your relationship is not something that's on the table. You don't talk about it. You don't. A lot of people have done it, and some people live out loud, and some people, they get married and you never know.
I know. With you, it seems to be like they know.
No, I've seen the documentary, j.lo. You put it out there. Ben's talking about how hard it is and how he had to sort of readjust his life to, accommodate being with someone like you, has to constantly be on social media. But look, hearing her say that is encouraging, I guess, because it does seem like she's finally addressing the issue.
His fabulous advice.
Yeah, he's great.
So Sue Mangers called me over to have a tete-a-tete with me. For some reason, she was kind of fascinated, like to meet the monster of radio. And then Mark was standing there, and you were standing there. And I went over to say hello, and you ran away from me like I was Frankenstein. I felt so bad, like a leper. Like I was like, oh. And Mark,
j.lo apparently ran away from him. He saw her at an event with Mark Anthony. She was with him at the time, and he's about to give them comment, and he's about to lie to her face too.
Mark came over and goes, hey, thanks for. I said, Mark, you're really good on American Idol. I was trying to tell you that too. And I was trying to say,
I was trying to tell you that too. Oh, were you? Oh, were you, Howard? Oh, were you? You're such a liar. I mean, it's kind of hypocritical. I wish you would have at least owned, like, look, I was tough on you, and I thought but he just completely glosses over it, and it was frustrating because this is where I think he's become a little bit of a phony. Howard Stern was known as the guy who told it like it is. He didn't have there was no guardrails. You come in that show, and he can ask you anything. And it's starting to feel a little safe and phony. Like, yeah, I'm going to pretend to like j.lo now. I was going to tell you were good.
I said, you really gave these kids excellent advice about modulating the microphone and everything. And we kind of hit it off, but you, like, I was like, oh, shit, I'm not going to be pushy or aggressive.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. So
I don't know why. I was always a little bit nervous about you. By the way, when I came here today, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to do it. But then when I walked in, I was like, I'm a little nervous. I was really nervous.
I like that.
You like to make people nervous.
Yeah, because I'm sure that nobody makes you nervous at this point. Have you ever met anyone in the last 10 years that made you nervous?
No, just you, Howard.
That's me. So I take pride in that.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of love that.
Yes, you make me nervous.
That's how I feel like with you with the paparazzi. On the one hand.
See, it is. I actually believe that because, he can ask her anything. He can ask about Diddy, which he didn't do, which I wish he would have done. He would have been the person who could have snuck in a Diddy question, and he didn't, which was frustrating. And he didn't really push too much on Ben. He was respectful. I mean, I think he wants to be respectful for celebrities, so celebrities come into the studio, to be fair.
It's a magical moment.
The only co-star that I was ever with was Ben, who I wound up marrying eventually.
Right.
And we were not together while we filmed the movie.
Right.
It was after that we got together.
Because why? Because you knew at that point you were...
Allegedly, because he was with Jennifer Garner then, or he left for Jennifer Garner. I forget. It's always, but anyway, she's trying to make sure she's
in another relationship.
Yes. When Ben and I worked together the first time, I was in a relationship. I don't know if he was in a relationship. And then months after that, I was single, and he called me. But that's what happened.
I'm still amazed.
I'm trying to remember that.
Yeah, I know.
It's so many years ago.
Yeah. Trying to remember because it was so many years ago. She clearly is. At least she admitted that, and she was careful. She, because she doesn't want to say, yeah, he was with, what's her name? I want to go to this part where he asks her, do you ever feel like you were actually truly loved?
I feel like it always started with very pure, loving intentions.
Right.
I never felt like from the beginning, oh, this is awful toxic. I always felt like this person loves me.
Do you think you've truly been loved?
No.
No. And do you think do you think you really have experienced loving someone?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
And when you can't get that love back, that's the biggest heartbreak.
What I learned, it's not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable.
Because of what, narcissism?
It's different for different people.
They can't love.
They don't have it in them. They need to appreciate the little person inside of them. They need to love them. Yeah.
You've been in a relationship.
And they gave me what they had.
Right.
They gave me all of it, every time.
But it's this much.
All the rings, all the things I could ever want.
Right.
They gave me the houses, the rings, the marriage, all of it. But they
didn't love you.
They didn't.
And didn't know you.
And I didn't love myself.
Right.
They didn't love you. Ouch. He did get that in there bluntly, but then she's like, well, I didn't love myself. But yeah, I mean, she handled it well. I gotta say, as much as we're hard on her, this was a good interview. It was like a more open than I've ever heard. And as someone who's had to listen to a lot of j.lo, I was kind of impressed with how she handled a lot of this. She did handle it way better than I thought. She did do another comment here. She's about to get to it, actually.
It's tough. This is some journey, right?
It is,
Yeah.
but it's good because I feel like I always say, like, when I got divorced this last time, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because it really made me journey into, I mean, I had a religious coach, I had a therapist, a couple therapist, an individual therapist, I had a coach to understand addiction. Like, I had everything. I was like, I'm going to fucking figure this shit out if it kills me. And it really got to the point where I go, oh, it's the core. It's the core of the thing is you. It's nobody else. And when I did that, now I'm able to sit here in such a more self-assured, kind of self-aware way of what the things that have happened to me, whether my mother, my father, in my own life, how I learned to love, how I felt neglected, all the things that are in your head as a person, and know who I am and just really appreciate that person and feel really comfortable and good in being myself. All the good parts and all of the kind of complicated things.
But you haven't had that.
So, but you haven't had that with a man, and he says, "I hope you do." But that was shade at Ben. Not only how the difficult and how she was trying, but she had addiction specialists, yada yada yada. She's kind of throwing him under the bus a little bit, but without completely saying his name. But what do you think of that? Was that too much? Was that fair? I want to go to the last clip, which addresses her writing a book, a tell-all book by j.lo.
But could you be that honest? Because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of that stuff.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah,
I've been too honest.
No, I don't. I mean, you'd have to really spill your guts.
The things that people want me to spill my guts about involve so many other people.
That's it. That's what I want to read.
I know, but it's hard, right? Because you don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
That's what I want to read, he said. And I agree. And she's like, I know you all want to read it, but it's hard.
I don't want to piss anybody off either. Because your version of the story is very different than their version of the story, right? And they can tell theirs for sure, and yours is different.
Well, your story's amazing. I was telling it before you came in today.
Anyway, her story is amazing. There it is. It was interesting to see. I still find it a little hypocritical of Howard. I mean, good for them for coming together. I just wish he would have addressed it, like the elephant in the room of like, I've been very hard on you, and I want to meet you, and I shouldn't have been that way. That would have been a little bit nicer to see, and he never did it. I also really wish he would have asked about Diddy. He didn't do it. I wonder if she made it clear. No, but either way, yeah, Howard got caught in her web, and she showed up unscathed, and she did confront it a little bit, the nervousness. How not because she was nervous of him, but because she was nervous she'd be too honest, was how she spun it. What do you think? Did you catch it? Did you like her more from it? Do you think Howard should have been tougher, or you just hate Howard these days? Or have you always hit that bell for alerts, smash the like, leave your comments. I'm curious your thoughts down below. Help the engagement of the video. Check out other videos and stay tuned. We'll be live later today around 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. As always, Tuesdays and Thursdays on Popcorn Planet.